There we go. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Pistol Pete is not with us, as you can see. He is en route to New York City. So Pistol Pete will be doing the show from the road tomorrow and also Friday. But Drew Martin is here, buddy. How's everything going?
I'll do my best Pete Loshak impersonation.
Okay, you better go get a fake mustache and grow some long hair pretty quick if you're going to pull that one off. Okay, guys, for me in MLB last night, had a rough night. It did not happen, and I can hear Pete's voice. Don't hemorrhage units. You know, I didn't go too strong, but had a couple that fell through on me. How'd you do in baseball last night?
I did all right. Hit an under, but you know, I know you were on the Braves. That Fulte, Fulte
no,
pitched
I wasn't
well.
On the Braves.
No?
Yeah, but I had interest in that game. Fulte pitched well, but they just couldn't get enough bats.
Yeah,
correct.
And I mean, it's something for the bettors to take notice. You know, Atlanta playing in that big ballpark, big dimensions, good pitching, and outside of Freddie Freeman, it's hard for this team to be scoring runs. So
Freddie Freeman, he's starting to turn it on. Yeah, I had Texas on the team total last night. They did not come through. And also I had Detroit on the first half with Fulmer, but he had he pitched a decent game, but he didn't cover the first half for me. And then another one that was a disaster was, God, what was that other pick I had yesterday? Oh, God. Oh, the Yankees. Yankees just fell it. They blew it. But you know what? I think we jinxed them. We jinxed them with a 9-game win streak that we were telling everybody that they might roll on.
That's a tough one, too, because the Yankees offense, it's something that I think would explode. They got the table setters at the top getting on base, and they got guys that can knock it. Just didn't turn around last
That's
night.
Right. And like Matty said, might as well ride that thing until it doesn't cash anymore. That's it. Well, the wheels fell off last night, but we're going to bounce back today. NBA, big news. Kevin Durant is out. Apparently, that's why the line dropped from 15 to 13 from what I'm hearing. But let's get into some baseball. Again, let's see if we got any comments coming. If you can do the reading on that. Dan Keller.
Vitalis, pull that trigger, Drew. Vitalis, what are you talking about? What trigger?
Pull that trigger. If you're going to be Pistol Pete, you need a mustache, long hair, and you need a damn gun.
And I need to pull that trigger. All right.
That's right. Pull that trigger. Okay, I'm going to get right into it with some picks for today. I'm going to be taking a dog. I like Pittsburgh today. I just think something's going to happen. McCutcheon's on a hitting streak. He's back in center field. Cole hasn't been lighting it up, but he's 1-1 with a 5.29 ERA. Waka has pitched well. He's 1-1 with a 3.0, but I just think it's hard to sweep, whether you're at home or on the road, and I think Pittsburgh will avoid getting swept today. So I like them. I got them at plus 109, and they've only scored 2 runs in the last 2 games, so something's got to change in Pittsburgh, or Clint Hurdle's going to be back on the hot seat.
Yeah, Brenner, this is one I looked at too. Cole, he's been all right, knocked around a little bit, but he's gone against good lineups, both the Red Sox and the Cubs. And on the other side, the Cards, their offense versus righties, only a 627 team OPS. So that's promising for the Pirates.
I think so. And they got to do something, Drew, because if not, it's getting, even though it's early in the season, it's getting late for Clint Hurdle. So that's the first pick for me. I'm pulling the trigger on Pittsburgh. How about you? You got any picks you want to give out to the viewers today?
Yeah, let's see here. I got all the way at the bottom, San Francisco Giants, Kansas City Royals, first 5 under the total.
Okay, what is that right about now?
Let's see. It was at 4.5. Okay. You got to pay a little bit of juice. Minus 125 at 5 dimes was the best. But to get that extra half a point, which in a first 5 at that low is definitely worth it. Because Heritage has it at 4 flat. But if you got a 5 dimes account, go there, minus 125 on the under. Here's why. Kansas City, lowest team OPS, 501, worst in the MLB versus lefties. They're going against Bumgarner. And San Francisco's offense really struggled last week, going up against Vargas. Good changeup. Yep. He's actually been great, too, a ground ball machine. So thinking that it stays under 4.5, but I don't trust the Royals bullpen. That's why I'm staying away from full game. Just taking the first half.
Well, I like that breakdown. And unless Bumgarner gets a couple home runs, I think that thing should definitely cover, because that batting lineup has definitely suffered. Is Posey back in the lineup yet? Does anybody know?
He's been banged up.
I don't know if he's come back yet. If any of the viewers know.
No. Carlos Luter's on under San Francisco as well.
Okay, good call.
Huge dog, Miami plus 135. Dan Kellerman.
Yeah, and Dan likes Miami. Okay, pitching tonight for Miami.
Falquez. He was all over the place, Dan. I don't know. Last time out, his box score it just looks okay, but he was all over the place.
Yeah.
He was not hitting his spots. His command was way off. So I'm staying away from that. Best of luck though, Dan.
He's like he's the kind of guy who I bet on after a game where he pitches crazy.
Who, Volquez? Yeah, he tends to settle down. I'll tell you what, though, Dan Kellerman's got some sharp insight. He might be onto something there. And again, Miami's bats, when they do come alive, they're explosive, and I think they can, will continue to do so.
Dan just chimed in. Posey is back, and one thing with betting San Francisco in totals, Posey's such a good pitch framer.
Yes.
That I almost think totals wise, he crosses himself out with his bat in the offense. So, but either way, I mean, Posey back is good for the Giants.
And we'll see how fresh his bat is, but when that guy lights it up, he starts getting on fire. Appreciate that, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Matt, and you, Chubbs, for saying that as well.
All right, buddy.
You're welcome.
Matty Ice. What do you got?
Rays, Reds.
Ooh.
Pick one.
Rays or the Reds. I'm off of both of them. Let's see. Braves, who do they have?
Rays. Sorry.
Oh, the Rays. Rays, Devil Rays. Well, I'll tell you what. They just keep winning, don't they? I think they won again yesterday, didn't they, Tampa?
Yeah, and they got Archer on the hill. He's priced at -160.
Is he at home?
Yeah, they're at home against Detroit. Detroit's been, as you know, and their offense hasn't been lighting it up.
I think they got Zimmerman on the mound tonight, right? Detroit.
Oh yeah, Zimmerman. Are you pro Zimmerman or?
No, right now I'm just definitely I'm against Detroit's offense, so it doesn't matter pitcher wise. And Verlander just got roped his last time out. I don't know if this team's going to bounce back this year solidly. They're getting older, and Tampa Bay, Archer at home. Ooh, that might be a good first five.
But I mean, to answer your question, I would go with Cincinnati. They're the moderately priced team. Looks like pretty much a pick, a -105, and they're going against Jimenez. I know you were a fade Jimenez candidate.
Actually, that was my play I added yesterday on the deck. Remember, I took the first 5 over,
but he got pushed back.
I thought Gossman pitched. Wait, did we say that?
No, Jimenez finally pitched. He did pitch, and they scored 12 runs in the first 5. It was over 4.5.
Okay.
Remember?
All right.
There was over 5. It was over 5. There was 12 runs in the first 5. So that one cashed yesterday. That was the update I gave up on the deck with you.
I was
okay. Yeah.
All day about that.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Still am now.
Gossman pitched a hell of a game.
So he did.
No, he didn't pitch.
No, Jimenez is listed though, so I don't know.
That's weird because Jimenez. All right, we have to go to yesterday. Does anybody know if Jimenez? Hey Dan, did Jimenez pitch last night? That is amazing.
Tony Grubbs from Cincinnati, Amir Garrett is the real deal.
But you know what? It was Cincinnati's offense that turned it on yesterday.
Hey, and their bullpen's woken up. What happened to the bullpen from last year? They really turned it around.
I know it. All right, here I'm going to hit us with another one. I'm going to ride the. I'm going to go with the Cubbies on the full game run line. I like, yeah, +110. Hendricks is on the mound. This is his first rotation where he's had, all the rest days in between. So I think he's going to be fresh. And Tommy Malone, even though he's 1-0, he's got a 7.36 ERA. And I think the Cubs bats are going to come alive. I look for them to really put up some numbers and separate themselves from Milwaukee. Even though Ryan Braun has been hitting very well, he struggles big time against Hendricks. So with that being said, I'm pulling the trigger. Cubbies on the run line. I got it at +110. So
nice.
Yep, that's my second one.
Cubbies have had some trouble, but I like it. I mean, Tommy Malone, just Tommy Fade Malone. I have no interest in backing that guy.
Tanaka? Oh, no,
Tanaka. Yeah, Tanaka.
Oh, God. Yeah, he's pitching tonight. Malone and Hendricks are going to get ripped. Oh, God, I didn't read the whole thing.
Okay, they're going to get
something tonight.
Well, that might be a totals from what that's looking like. Another play that I am using is the Cubs team total. It was over 4. Can you check and see what that line is?
Yeah.
I mean, Drew. Line shopping's everything. All right, there he goes. Drew Martin, baby, Costa Rica.
Tony, how's that stadium out there? I've never been in the Red Stadium. You?
I've not been there. What's that called again? Something B&B Park or something, or Bank America, I think it is.
It's like over the last 10 or 15 years, a lot of the teams got new parks. I don't know any of them.
I remember the old Red Stadium that was what was that called before? Oceanfront or something, Riverfront Stadium or something.
Yeah,
I think it was that.
In Cincinnati.
Something like that. But yeah, the old days. Now they just smashed down. Turner Field was in great shape when they didn't implode that, did they?
No, it's still there. They're actually redoing it, and it's going to be Georgia State's football stadium.
Really?
Yeah, they're knocking down a lot of it, making a baseball stadium into a football stadium. It should be pretty cool. Yeah. I mean,
a good venue to play in for Georgia State.
What team total were you looking for?
Yeah, team total on the Cubbies. They're looking for the over
like 4.
Yeah,
4. One thing we maybe should do is because I couldn't just real quick. I had to log into my 5 Dimes account
because we just pull up and again
you can do it on this odd screen.
I believe you can, and if you customize your dashboard, you can go right to it. So who you pointing at? There we go. There we go. It's on the big computer too.
I just logged into my account.
Okay, but I'm taking Cubs team total over 4. What was the line sitting at on that?
It's -110.
-110. I think it's good value. So that's my third pick, Cubbies team total. I do have another one. I like Arizona tonight. Greinke on the mound. They're playing at San Diego, and Chasean's been getting pounded. He's 1-2, almost has an 8 ERA, and he's going on a short rest. I think Greinke gets into his zone. I like the first half run line +110, and I like the full game run line +145. I got the first half at 5 dimes, and I got the full game run line +145 at Heritage. So I think Arizona keeps the momentum going. These guys are really hitting well, and they believe in themselves. They're doing this year what everyone expected them to do last year. So.
Yeah, and great. Anytime you're back in Greinke,
I like him. I like him on the road too. He's one of those pitchers that doesn't struggle on the road.
Home runs at Great American Ballpark.
Okay, so that's my plays for today. I've got 5 plays total. I'll review them at the end. Drew, you have anything else you want to put out there?
Yeah, it looks like Julian just asked about the Rocks today, Colorado, Los Angeles Dodgers. And I'll tell you, anytime the Dodgers are going against the lefty, I'm looking to fade them. Yeah. This is something real. So, Colorado with Anderson on the hill, you get plus $2. I mean,
that's
LA
nice
is -250. Granted, they got Kershaw on the hill, so I would look towards the under. It's now being pushed all the way down to 6. Looks like you can find 6.5s out there at Chris. And
that might be the sharp angle is on that under on the total, but I don't know. I have a hard time fading Kershaw. But Colorado, their bats are liable to come alive in the second half. I don't think if Kershaw doesn't go deep, they might have a shot. But I think if Kershaw gets in that zone and goes 8 or more, I think it's over. But I do like the under.
Yeah, especially in LA. I don't know. I could see Kershaw going 7 or 8, even though it's still April. But I would lean towards the under. But if you made me pick a side, I'd take the plus price chance at the dog.
Hey, Drew, we're early into the season. Is there any team that's surprising you, or is there any teams that are disappointing you as far as not cashing tickets, or anybody that's just like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Yeah, no, couple surprises. I guess, obviously the Reds, I think that their bullpen's been good. The Rockies bullpen, you got to give them credit. They're 5-0 in 1-run games, but that's not just out of anywhere. I mean, you can correlate that with the bullpen performance, and you don't think of Colorado of having good bullpens, but those guys have come in and shut the door. So you got to kind of tip your cap there and maybe look to ride that. That the 5-0 is obviously going to have regression, but good bullpens tend to win 1-run game.
Absolutely, and especially if you can get a solid bullpen in Colorado. That is what do they call that? The field that pitchers go to die. Is it Colorado? Remember that pitcher for the Mets years ago? He was a sharp guy. He used to play for Atlanta also,
and he could hit. I remember that. I forget his name.
What was his name?
He was the first baseman.
Oh God, he was. If anybody remembers that pitcher, used to pitch for the Mets, was very good. Went to Colorado, and it just killed his whole career.
Was his first name Tim?
Oh God, you're gonna kill. I bet Dan Kellerman's gonna come up with it. Here we go. Somebody probably will.
I'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, Pittsburgh Cardinals games earlier today. Thank God.
That is.
Torture. I just said all day.
I know. Yeah, Matty Ice and I. We love those early games.
We had a 9 o'clock game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of day getaway games too. You know what that means? That strike zone expands. Not a lot of people.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Yeah. I like Pittsburgh as the dog today, +109. God, I'm trying to think of that pitcher's name. He was short, wasn't it? And he was a lefty
and he could hit.
Yes.
That's what I remember.
God, Matty Ice.
Starting pitcher?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, he was damn good.
Mike Hampton.
Damn. Thank you, buddy. Who was that? Dan Kellerman?
Yeah.
Kellerman, big gang. I love it. Mike Hampton. God, I love that guy. But he went out there and his career totally went downhill from then on.
Yeah.
But he could hit. God, I love it. All right. Any other?
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Hampton was very good.
Yeah.
Very good hitter. Any other questions, baseball, before we move on and touch on some basketball and some NHL? Make sure you check out the Puckheads. Dana Lane and I just filmed a show, and he's coming off a first losing night in a long time, so he's looking for a bounce back.
Julian's asking to talk about the NBA. We're about to get into that. Al Hard, Diamondbacks over. Always looking at D-backs over the total, but it is in Petco, so keep that in mind. It opened 7.5, pushed down to 7.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, only way I would look is over. But
I think so too, because even though Greinke, I like what he does. He's sporting a 4.32. If he starts giving up some walks, he could get in some trouble. I think that over might be the way to go as well, because Chasing's liable to give up 4 or 5 within the first 5 innings.
Yeah, you got to trust the Padres offense to get involved, though. Outside of Will
Myers, that's all they got right now. That guy's on fire. I wish the Braves would get him. I still like the Braves. That's one of my favorite teams, them and the Phillies. Any other questions on basketball?
Ride the Leafs tonight.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm actually going to go against them because Washington, it's a must-win, bottom line. And Toronto, I think they might rest on their laurels. They're at home. Again, you got 9 players who have no playoff experience. I think that will catch up at some point. But if Washington doesn't win tonight, I think you're going to see a dismantle. That whole literally from top to bottom, that organization is going to get dismantled. And Ovechkin only played 15 minutes last game. Dana Lane was talking about it today. Something's up. They're trying to sweep something under the rug. But I think he's going to come out tonight and have the game of his life because his hair's on fucking fire. So I'm pulling the trigger. I got it on the puck line. I got it at plus 227. So that's what I'm riding with. Capitals puck line plus 227 tonight. And also Minnesota Wild. Yeah, I got a nice T-shirt of them in the back too, by the way.
Well, I'll just follow you, Brenner. I'll tail you, man. I mean,
No. What's wrong, J2K?
J2K. He doesn't like Caps tonight.
Can't see that.
It could be Toronto. He might be riding Toronto. Hey, my hat's off. Toronto's going to be a force to be reckoned with next year.
Wanma, what are you on?
Yeah, Wama, are you still?
What are you doing?
He's watching. He's our audio engineer here.
I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, he's laughing at something.
Feel free to chime in, man.
Yeah, I thought he was. I think Wama was busting. He was pulling a Pistol Pete. He was breaking down Stony Brook in the second half. God, Pistol Pete. That's a movie right there. Pistol Pete in New York. Yeah.
Over in the Mets game.
I don't know. I don't trust that offense for an over, but who knows? Did they win yesterday? The Mets win yesterday?
I don't know. I had a really busy day yesterday. I didn't watch anything. I had a really big night, I should say.
We got Guy asking about St. Louis and Pitt under 7.5. Yeah, we talked about that. That's the only way I would look.
Exactly. Especially sometimes them early games, but we'll see.
6-2. Boston minus 1.5.
Ooh, Boston. Yeah.
They're just, preseason, I was really excited about Boston, and I could give a shit at this point.
Matty, I guess a lot of people told me it didn't make a difference. They said I was just, crazy. But I think David Ortiz, 13 years he was in that locker room. You're not just going to make that adjustment in one, even though it's been the spring training they were without him. His presence in that locker room, his presence in that dugout, and let alone his 300 plus batting average. They're missing his leadership.
Yeah,
they're missing his leadership.
I definitely see that.
It's an Encarnacion thing.
Yeah,
don't forget it. You could replace those stats maybe. 300 RBIs, 30 home runs.
Yep.
You could find that somewhere, but you didn't end right in the middle of your order.
Exactly. And guess what? Last night they could have used him. They crawled back from down 8-4 in the 9th inning. They lost 8-7, but had they had Encarnacion, probably would have won that game.
And the Jays, like you said, flat out old. Yeah, me and Drew talked about that in our preseason show.
Yep. They're old.
Just contracts. They're probably the last contracts of these guys' careers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all kind of injury prone.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Toronto's owned by a communications company. They don't have an owner that's going to just spend the money to win right now. They're going to look at it more of a business. So as these guys get older,
Braves, when Ted Turner sold the Braves, that's exactly what happened. Sold them to corporate America, TV, and they just did not give a shit no more. Remember, they dropped. I mean, they're.
I agree with that. Yeah, Burchell definitely overachieved last season. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, I think so too. But he also had some bats behind him, and that does a pitcher wonders when he knows he's got strong bats. It gives him a confidence.
J.A. Happ did last year with some bats behind him. Like, where the hell did he come from? He had one pretty good year in Philly.
In Philly, just one. That was it.
I didn't really know. I didn't hear anything about him. And then he was a Bird and Cy Young last season.
Lit it up. And then this year, guess what?
Has Pistol been fading him? He told me.
Yeah, I think Pistol's been fading. Pistol Pete, if you're watching, I miss you, buddy. He's traveling. Yeah. No, he's probably not. He might be. Pistol Pete's becoming tech savvy because of Wama. Wama's been schooling him.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding you. Yeah,
he's got a new laptop now.
He got a laptop. He's got a smartphone. He finally got a smartphone. Yeah, the 1985 flip phone. He finally put it away, or 1995. And he's on WhatsApp.
Good for him.
Pistol Pete moving up, baby.
Yeah. Bautista, the first one to go.
Who?
Toronto. First big name to get out of Toronto.
Probably. And I think I wouldn't spend a lot of money on him. He's getting older. He's getting older.
They'll probably hold on to Stroman.
They have to. They got to. They got to find a way to hold him. But like Matty said, it's injury prone and getting old. you couple that with the fact that the meat of your order's gone, that team's struggling. Wouldn't want to be at Toronto.
So far, I feel good about all those preseason predictions that we did. Just thinking back, it don't make sense so far.
Who was
Arizona's doing really well? Yankees doing really well.
Yeah.
Toronto not doing well. The Braves, I was wrong about that one for sure.
Yeah, but they're still in that.
They have plenty of time.
Exactly, and well, they're not doing anything on the road. They're just doing okay at home. So we'll see what happens.
That a lot actually preseason about their new stadium. And how they go. I wasn't buying into that.
Yep, I think it worked out for. All right, let's get into some basketball. If you want to pull up the basketball screen on this one here or wherever.
Okay.
Matty Ice, we got
MVP odds.
Yep.
Nothing special there. Westbrook's gonna win, right?
I don't know. I think a lot of it depends on what's going on. All right, I'm gonna need your eyes because I don't have my my glasses up here.
All right, which one you want to hit?
53 going on 54, your eyes.
Which one you want to hit on?
Actually, I just want to look at all of them. First off, I want to see what the line is right now for Golden State because obviously there's been an update on Durant.
13.5.
Okay, so only 1.5 for Durant being out. I don't know about that. I still like it. I pulled the trigger yesterday in the show minus 15, but that was with Durant. I have to stick with it, so I will. I still think they beat Portland down. Guys, last night I lost 2 on Boston. I did not see Boston just absolutely folding. This is a number
awesome.
1. You called Chicago. I think it was you.
Well, I'm a Bulls fan, so you can't take anything I say.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, throw that one out. Scratch that one. But no, they definitely were they looked terrible last night. I don't think Boston, they might not even, I think it was you were bringing up the sweep series remember? And Pete and I both went, what?
Yeah, you looked at me like I was, hey, asshole.
I guess, yeah, hey, asshole. But you know what? You might be right. And now they're going back to Chicago.
Yeah, they gave up hard last night. I saw Stephen A. Smith, whose opinions usually piss me off, said that the Celtics look like the worst #1 seed you've ever seen.
Absolutely. And I think
know about that,
either that or the Bulls look like the best #8 seed that's ever been in the playoffs. But you know what? Now I know why Cleveland didn't want to play them. They wanted to avoid them as much as possible.
Big game Rondo. It was real.
Rondo came back to life.
He does.
He loved playing back in the Garden.
We're talking about it last week. They're like, he gets up for big games. He just doesn't play that hard during this regular season.
I think
you're right. All the time, one player can take over in basketball more so than a lot of sports.
Yeah, Butler looked great, but the thing is, Rondo was playing on his old court. He loved that crowd. They used to love him, so he fed off of that energy.
Yeah, I saw an interview with the Celtics coach this morning. What that happened last night, obviously, but he overheard Rondo talking to the Bulls, saying that Celtics gave up already. These guys gave up, and the coach is looking around at his team, and he was like, "Yeah, we did. Everybody's heads down." You know, they're down by like 8 and 10 at that point, I think.
Good insight, Matty. Brad Stevens, the coach, he's probably pissed off. I love that stuff. You know what, tonight? Oh, also, I had the Clippers. That did cash last night. Had them on the first half. They came out open on fire. So I think they're going to go ahead and continue that. Had a 1-2 night looking to bounce
And you just had them on the first half?
Yeah. What was
Great call because they didn't cover the game by 1 point. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Little luck never hurts. The first half covered well. Tonight, Houston, Oklahoma City. Matty Ice, what are your thoughts on that? You were just talking about MVP. You got both of them squaring off tonight.
I mean, the series, I got Houston. What's the spread you said?
7.5 it was. Did it drop?
No. Houston took some money. It's up to 8 now.
Yeah. They blew them out last game by 20-something. So I don't know. I think Westbrook's going to try a little too hard tonight.
I was going to say, he seems like the type of guy who can get frustrated by the situation that he's in and forces. That we talked about yesterday with pitchers forcing it a little bit too much. I can see him doing that. I mean, look, any guy who averages a triple-double this season is forced to.
But he averaged a triple-double.
That's amazing that he did that. I'm not taking anything away from him.
It blows my mind. Yeah, it blows my mind.
Shouldn't have to do that.
Atlanta, Washington, that's another one that's is that settled at 5? Does that look like?
Yeah, that's at 5. And we got Julian asking about OKC Rockets total. Looks like it's been bouncing around 225, 220, down to 222 now.
Ooh, that's nice. 222. I like that.
Well, I read
read
an article though. OKC, if they want any shot whatsoever to get out of this series victoriously, they're going to have to do it defensively. That's what Donovan said, but I don't see it happening now because Beverly's been hitting.
What's that total on?
222.
No, he says
Wizards
total's too high.
It's 212.
212.
Hey, and with the total bouncing around in OKC, I mean, with Durant being out, that makes sense.
No, Durant, that's Golden State.
You mean overtime bet?
Oh, never mind.
But 2 years ago it was, or last year. Let's see. Portland, Golden State again. Whoa, did that just move again or no? 13.5.
Yeah.
Okay. If anybody has an update on the injury with Durant, you can chime in. That would be awesome.
And let us know. Is Balder Jimenez pitching tonight?
Yeah, and I swear to God, I thought he pitched last night. This is killing me.
Now, Gossman got he got knocked around. But yeah, I mean, Jimenez will probably get knocked around tonight.
Wait, it was Gossman yesterday then?
Yeah.
How, that was weird. I swear it said Jimenez. You saw it. We looked at it 3 different spots. Anybody knows who pitched last night? I guess it was Gossman.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was Gossman. He got pounded. He got pounded early.
Yeah.
Like 9 runs.
He had to wear it too. They had him in the 3rd, and I think he already gave up. Like,
that's so uncomfortable to watch when they're just like,
it's your deal. Get out of it. See the manager snipping off some sunflower seeds, going, he'll get out of it. He'll figure it out.
Okay. It's fun to watch that. That 6-run first inning, and you see him just like, man, like walking out there for the second all. Like,
Well, I got to add a baseball play since Jimenez is pitching. Okay. So I'm going to go with the Reds team total. So if all right. That's what Drew just said. Jimenez pitching. I'm fading him. I'm on that fade Jimenez train. What is that line?
We got fade Jimenez.
Fade Jimenez team total for the Reds.
It said Jimenez. Now you got me saying it wrong. Jimenez in the notes 2 hours before the game, apparently.
Okay.
He was out.
Looks like we got what is that? 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
Total for the Reds.
Yep. I'm taking team total Reds for my next play.
Gossman pitched last time. Got rocked yet.
Over 4.5. I think the Reds keep the bats going, and they did it early yesterday. So Jimenez. All right, guys. I'm going to add that one. Team total with the Reds over 4.5 facing Jimenez. Jimenez.
Reds full game too.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna probably stay off that because Baltimore's liable to. Who's towing the rubber for the Reds?
Do they still have Tony Singrini?
You know what? I don't remember Anthony DeSclafani from Freehold, New Jersey. You know where he's from.
He pitched for the Marlins.
Pistol Pete. Is he pitching for him now? Yeah. He used to be with the Reds. I think it was last year.
He was on the Marlins.
DeSclafani. Pistol Pete used to say from Freehold, New Jersey. Unfuckable. Never watches a game as a fan, but I'll tell you where the guy went to high school. Amazing.
Thanks, Juan.
Cincinnati's got a lefty, Garrett, on the hill.
Okay. Yep. Ooh, I like
Tony
that.
Grubb says he's the real deal.
Okay.
Cincinnati's own Tony Grubb.
Wow, I like that. I'm going to stick with the team total over 4.5 on that. Matter of fact, I'm going to recap my plays. I'm going to go Pittsburgh on the money line, full game plus 109, taking the Cubbies run line plus 110, the Cubs team total over 4, Arizona with Greinke. I'm going to take full game run line and the first half run line, and then topping it off with the Reds team total over 4.5, fading Jimenez. So that's my MLB picks. You got any picks you want to chime in on?
Yeah, but I was just checking the Cincinnati.
I thought you were pulling a Pistol Pete. He's putting a bet in as we're sitting here.
Yeah,
he's putting it in right now. Pistol Pete does it. Oh yeah, Pistol Pete. He sits there and puts them in.
I got that San Francisco, Kansas City first 5 under.
Okay. Like what was that number again? 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 minus 125 at 5 times.
Okay. And again, NHL. I like the Capitals tonight, and I like the Minnesota Wild. God, last night. San Jose, they had only scored 2 goals in 3 games. Wow. They erupted 7-0 last night. It looked like a baseball game. Boom. So yeah, hockey
First inning of an Orioles game.
There you go. If you're fading Jimenez. All right, guys. I think that's about it. Check out the NBA odds couple show. You're going to be shooting that with me, right?
NBA.
Actually, it's going to be Jordan Sharp will be on with me, so make sure you check that out. But I
do one sport, MLB.
Okay, well, let's do another baseball blast off the deck later on today, and got to get you up there to the casino. Q&A tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have the Q&A. We'll figure it out.
We'll do Q&A.
We can do it up at the mezzanine up there, and then just take it right down and have a lunch afterwards.
And we got the round table too.
That's right.
Yeah, Maddie, you making an appearance?
He's got to. Look at his hair. He's made for it.
Come on, man. Might have a 5 minute.
I'm saying you look good today. You got to get on camera. So, all right, guys, make sure you bet responsible, beat your bookie. Check out hashtag AskSBR and do your line shopping. Like Drew said, that half of the line on the first 5, that hook means everything. So that little time that you take will save you a lot of money because, again, this is a sharp tool and it's absolutely free. All right, guys, I guess that's about it. Odds Couple's coming to you. Pistol Pete is on vacation, but he's coming back, and tomorrow he's going to be shooting the show via satellite, so don't miss that as well.
All right, well, thanks for letting me step in, Brenner.
Thanks for jumping in, buddy. And check out the roundtable later on with you guys here.
Yeah, right. 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific.
Hey, we got to do an Instagram pick of the day. You got one?
I will in the afternoon.
Find one. You better pull a Pistol Pete. I'll let you borrow 5 minutes. All right, guys, we're out of here. Have a great day.
All right, boys.
I'll just turn that. All right.